It's glowing, Emma whispered. And it was. A faint green pulse, slow, rhythmic, almost alive. Mr. Harper pocketed it. We're going inside. Now, Emma held Milo's collar as they walked back in. He kept looking behind him, ears alert, as if expecting the shadow to return, but the night stayed silent. Inside, the family gathered around the dining table, the strange device placed in the center like a piece of forbidden evidence. Milo sat under the table, pressing against Emma's legs protectively. Mr. Harper spoke first. This is not a toy, and whoever dropped it was not a random stranger. Mrs. Harper shivered. Should we call the police? I don't know what to even tell them, he replied. The device gave another soft pulse of green light. Emma suddenly looked at Milo. He's been trying to warn us for 2 days. He knows what's out there. Milo lifted his head proudly, ears perked. Mrs. Harper touched Emma's hand. What if they come back? They will, Emma said quietly, her voice barely above a whisper. I can feel it. Milo growled lightly under the table. Mr. Harper made a decision. Tonight, no one sleeps alone. We stay together. Hours passed. The family remained in the living room, too afraid to sleep. Milo lay across Emma's feet, occasionally lifting his head to sniff the air. At around 3 a.m., the device pulsed again, but this time, faster. Emma stared at it. Dad, it's reacting to something. Milo stood suddenly, growling deep. The lights flickered. Outside, a soft metallic hum filled the night. The same sound Milo heard before. Milo, Emma whispered, what's happening? Milo stepped in front of the family, muscles tensed, ready to defend them from whatever was coming. Then a bright flash lit up the backyard. Emma screamed. Mrs. Harper covered her mouth. Mr. Harper grabbed his daughter's shoulder, but Milo didn't flinch. He stared straight at the window. Because the shadow had returned, and this time, it wasn't alone. The flash outside faded slowly, leaving behind a strange, pale glow across the backyard, a natural, cold, and pulsing like a heartbeat. Emma clung to Milo's fur, eyes wide with fear, while her parents exchanged anxious looks. The metallic humming sound grew louder, vibrating through the windows, rattling the glass as if the air itself was trembling. But Milo stood firm, tail stiff, ears up, muscles locked, a guardian ready for war. The Harpers had never seen him like this. Mr. Harper whispered, stay behind me, and stepped slightly forward, but Milo gently blocked him with his body. He wouldn't let anyone go ahead of him, not tonight, not when danger was right at their door. Outside, the shadows shifted again. There were now 2, maybe 3 figures standing just beyond the fence, still, silent, watching. Emma's heart thudded painfully. Why us? She whispered. Why do they keep coming here? Mrs. Harper held her daughter tightly. We don't know, sweetheart. Mr. Harper glanced at the glowing metal device on the table. It has something to do with that thing. It must be valuable. The device pulsed again faster, brighter, responding to the presence outside. And then, tap, tap, tap. The figures slowly approached the fence. Milo barked, sharp and fierce. Emma gasped. They're coming closer. Mr. Harper grabbed his phone. I'm calling 911. But before he could dial, the backyard lights flickered violently and then shut off completely, plunging everything into darkness. Emma screamed. Mrs. Harper covered her mouth. Mr. Harper covered her mouth. Mr. Harper stood frozen, phone shaking in his hand. But Milo didn't panic. He stepped closer to the glass door, growling deeply, fur standing on end. His body blocked the family from the outside, shielding them like a living wall. Then something unexpected happened. A voice, a slow, distorted whisper came from outside. Not loud, not clear, but enough to freeze every bone in the Harpers' bodies. Milo, bring it out. Emma's breath stopped. They weren't here for the Harpers. They were here for Milo, Mr. Harper whispered, terrified. How do they know his name? But Milo already knew this moment would come. He turned his head just slightly, looking at Emma, his eyes, soft, apologetic, and sad. Emma knelt beside him. Milo, what's happening? Why do they know you? Milo pressed his head gently into her chest, as if giving her a silent hug, and then Emma saw something she had never seen before, a faint glowing mark. Under Milo's collar, a mark she didn't put there. A mark shaped like a curved symbol, matching the pattern on the strange device. Milo, she whispered, voice trembling. Who are you? The figures outside stepped closer. The humming grew louder. Emma felt her chest tighten. Dad, they're coming. Then, boom, a powerful gust of wind slammed into the backyard, shaking the trees violently. The fence rattled as if an invisible force was pushing against it. The device pulsed faster and faster, glowing brighter than ever before. Milo barked again, louder, sharper, as if communicating with the shadows outside. Emma saw something in his eyes she had never seen before. Courage, purpose, and a secret. Milo, she whispered, don't go out there. Don't leave us. But Milo gently stepped away from her, eyes locked on the glowing device. The humming outside grew even louder, vibrating through the entire house. The figures spoke again, this time clearer, more forceful. Return. What belongs to West? Suddenly, the fence behind the house shook violently. Boards cracked, splinters flew. The shadowed figures were breaking in. Mr. Harper stepped forward but stumbled back in fear. What do they want from us? Emma's voice cracked. They want Milo. Milo growled fiercely, but his eyes held no fear. Instead, acceptance. He nudged the glowing device toward Emma with his nose. Emma shook her head in tears. No, I'm not giving this to them. Milo nudged it again. Then he barked, soft pleading. Emma froze. Milo, this is dangerous. What if something happens to you? Milo's tail touched her leg gently, as if saying, trust me. The fence finally burst open. The three masked figures stepped into the backyard, glowing green symbols on their gloves and masks. Their heavy coats hid their faces, but the way they moved, slow, steady, unafraid, showed they were not ordinary intruders. Mr. Harper shouted, stay back. I've called the police, but they ignored him. All three of them raised strange devices, emitting green waves of light that rippled across the yard. Milo stepped forward. Emma screamed, "No!" Milo barked once loud. Powerful. A shockwave of energy burst from him, visible, glowing faintly with the same color as the device. The intruders staggered back. Emma gasped. Milo, did you just... The glowing symbol beneath Milo's collar lit up fully, shining bright through his fur. The intruders steadied themselves and pointed their devices again. The humming grew louder as they prepared to strike. Emma grabbed Milo and held him tightly. Don't go. Please, I don't want to lose you. Milo turned and licked her cheek softly. A goodbye, a promise, a thank you. Then he gently stepped out of her arms. The device pulsed violently. The backyard glowed. Wind roared through the trees, and Milo stepped forward to face them. The shadows paused, then lowered their weapons. One of them whispered softly, welcome home. A luminous portal opened behind them, swirling with green and white light. Emma's heart shattered. Milo, no, you're my family. Milo turned one last time. His eyes met hers full of love. He barked softly, a farewell only she could understand. Then, he walked into the light. The portal closed. The humming vanished. Silence swallowed the night. Emma collapsed to the ground in tears. Milo, she whispered brokenly, come back. But the night remained empty. The Harpers held her tightly. No one spoke, no one moved. Their loyal guardian was gone, taken back to the place he came from, wherever or whatever that was. But one thing was certain. Milo hadn't left them in fear. He left to protect them, to stop the danger from reaching them again, to save the family he loved. And somewhere, beyond the stars, or in a hidden world, Milo ran proudly among his own. A hero, a guardian, a legend. But for Emma, he would always be her best friend.